Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, today we're going to talk about the toll roads. Now, have you ever noticed that sometimes when you're driving on the road, there are like animals on the road? So there was a case some years ago, the ruling came out in 2013, where a person was driving on Highway 2000, the toll road, and their car got hit by goats, or the car collided with goats on the highway. Now, it's very dangerous and it was a serious accident. So the car owner sued the highway company and they actually won. So let me give you some details on the case. So when you're going to sue basically the liability for the highways that stays with the Jamaica Infrastructure Operator Limited, JIO. And there's something in Jamaica called the on the Occupiers Liability Act. And the persons sued JIO claiming using the liability under the Occupiers Liability Act. Now, this act states that the occupier or the owner of the highway was to take such care as in all the circumstances of the case was reasonable, to see that the visitor would be reasonably safe in using the premises for the purpose for which he was invited or permitted by the occupier to be there. So basically what they're saying about this act is you pay to use the highway, so the highway operator should make it safe for you to use. Basically that's it in the simplest form. So after the accident, they sued the JIO, and the court ruled in 2013 that the JIO was liable for the accident on Highway 2000. And this accident happened in the vicinity of Old Harbour in St. Catherine. And the judge went on to say that the JIO failed in its duty of care at common law, as well as under the Occupiers Liability Act, in that although being aware for many years of the problem of goats on the highway, the defendants failed up to the time of the accident to 1. Take any or reasonable steps to warn motorists of the danger, 2. to reduce the recommended speed limit in the vicinity, and 3. to take steps to improve lighting on the highway. So basically, court ruled the highway persons were negligent, they knew about the problem with the goats, and they did nothing. So I just found that very interesting, so I thought I would discuss it with you guys. Now, we've made videos in the past where you see animals on the highway, and I think it was the Maypen, it was Highway 2000, a part of this highway, but it was the Maypen to Mandeville leg. Now the highway is not officially opened yet, that leg of the highway, but there were cows on the road beside the highway. And I remember saying in the video, do you know how dangerous it would be if you are traveling at 80 kilometers per hour and you slam into a goat or a cow at the time? Well, apparently this is a problem that has been happening, because the court made it sound like it was not the first time this was happening, and the highway was held responsible. They had to pay, not sure what the outcome was, really the amount of money or anything, but the fact is that if the courts can find them liable, then if other persons use the highway and have an accident, then maybe they have a claim. But a part of building these highways is, 1, you're supposed to have a fence running to the side of the highway along the entire stretch of the highway. This is not, these highways are not roads that you, like this road we're on now, where you have sidewalks and people can walk on the side of the road. That's not how the highways are. The highways are, you're supposed to only enter where you pay at certain points, and it's a toll highway, so you have to pay. So they have ensured that you cannot enter or exit the highway at points where you're not supposed to. I can give you an example of that. By the Old Harbor exit to the highway, there where you enter the highway from Old Harbor heading towards Kingston, persons would pull to the side of the road and reverse back. So that way they would exit the highway without paying toll. Those kind of things used to happen, but they put up the spikes so that if you try to reverse over the spikes, it punches your car tire. So that's one. Two, they are supposed to have a fence around the entire highway. Now, people will damage a fence, things can happen, but they're supposed to repair it. So technically, a goat is not supposed to be able to walk so easily onto a highway. Mark it, it's a road. There is no fence or anything on the actual road. So it's not impossible. But you have cases where if the fence is damaged and the goats are beside, or any animal is beside the highway, then they can wander on it much easier than if they were to walk on the road. So I just found it very interesting about this case. When I read it, I remembered seeing the animals on the highway when they were building it. So hopefully no more accidents occur, and hopefully they put in better measures to make sure that animals don't get on the highway. Because the toll authority of Jamaica monitors these highways and monitor these things to ensure that certain things are done. So it's not like you put up the fence and then in 10 years time somebody goes to check. No, the toll authority has the responsibility to monitor certain things, and every year they give out a report, and they can basically hold the operators of the highway responsible for certain things. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Also leave your comments in the section below. Have a good day.